Hello everyone, I am Mahad the Motivator, back at it again with another video to explain to you how you can become a cloud engineer today. This is going to be a step-by-step process. Make sure you follow all of these steps. Make sure you watch the video till the end so you can get all of the info that I am about to tell you in this video. And I will motivate you because I am Mahad the Motivator. So it's time to get motivated. How does one become a cloud engineer? What does it even mean to become a cloud engineer? A cloud engineer manages the cloud services of a company. If a company purchases services from a cloud provider such as Google Cloud, Microsoft Azure, or AWS, or any cloud provider, those services are managed by the cloud engineer in the company. In order to become a cloud engineer, you need to know a lot. You need to have a lot of knowledge. You need to have your fundamentals in place, because cloud is nothing but the infrastructure which was formerly on premises on the company's physical servers in their office have now been moved to the cloud. So the skills which were required to manage the infrastructure that the company had on premises has now become relevant to learn how to manage it in the cloud. The same skills apply. It's the same thing. You need to know networking. You need to know systems, of course. You also need to know security. And you must make use of the cloud services by automating. So you need to learn something called infrastructure as code. Once you learn infrastructure as code, you can create a lot of services that are all the same using just a simple script. That's why it's called infrastructure as code. So right now let's get started, and I will explain to you how you can become a cloud engineer. First, you need to choose a cloud service that you want to become a manager of. If a company uses AWS, you must know how to manage AWS. If a company uses Azure, you become an Azure engineer. If the company uses Google Cloud, you become a Google Cloud engineer and you learn that. So you must choose one of the cloud providers. AWS is the most popular, and after that it's Azure, then it's Google Cloud. So AWS is the one that has the greatest lion's share, that has the greatest share of the market right now. So you can do the certifications for the actual AWS. So you can do the actual certifications for AWS, and those will give you, first they will give you a beginner certification that will give you a basic idea of AWS. Then you will go into more advanced certifications, the middle level ones and then the more senior ones. The basic one is called Cloud Practitioner. The medium ones are the associate ones, such as SysOps, and also the developer one. Then it goes to more advanced ones, which are the DevOps one, and there are a few others. So those are the certifications that you can get. Once you know those, once you get those certifications, you should be in a good position to be able to manage AWS. You need to have a knowledge of networking, because in the cloud there are different servers that you will be creating and managing, and all of those different services, including the servers and the gateways and the different subnetworks and the databases and the DNS records and the websites, everything is all connected So it requires the same amount of expertise as managing the normal on-premises networks that we used to have. Well, companies still have them, but you want to become a cloud engineer, right? So you must learn these fundamental things. Networking is key. Everything in the cloud is networked. Everything is connected together. There is a network of services that you will be managing. So to understand how everything is connected, you must understand networking. The next thing you must learn is systems. On the service that you'll be managing, there is a Windows server that you can create. You can create a Linux one. You can create different kinds of servers, even Mac OS. So all of those servers, you'll be managing them. You'll be monitoring them. You will be setting up the servers in the beginning. So you must understand how to set up a server. You must be knowledgeable of actual systems. So the same skills apply. On premises you had a Windows server, for instance. Now that has been migrated to the cloud. So you still have to manage the Windows server, but it's just in the cloud. It's the same thing. Same thing with the Linux one that was migrated to the cloud in your company, for instance. You still have to manage it in the cloud. So you must have fundamental knowledge of systems. You must understand the monitoring, setup, and then afterwards you must document the server configuration. That is system knowledge. The next thing you must understand is security. Everything is in the cloud, so you must still be able to secure it. You must be able to manage the cloud in a secure way. You must encrypt the data traveling to the cloud that's being sent to the cloud, and the data that is exiting the cloud, even between different cloud providers and different cloud services that you are managing. Say for example you have AWS and Azure. Everything must be connected, but you must also encrypt the connection. That is security. Within the services of your cloud, you must also make sure that connections between the different services are encrypted. TLS, SSL, RSA, these are all encryption mechanisms. You must understand those. Security is huge in the cloud. The next thing you must understand is automation. You must learn a scripting language such as Python or PowerShell or Bash. Any of those languages, you can get a good grasp of scripting, which is something that you must understand in order to leverage the cloud effectively. Say for example you want to set up 5 servers that are going to be the same every time for a test environment that the developers are using. You can use Terraform scripts. Terraform is actually an automation tool that you can use. In Terraform you can create a script that says I want to create a server with that name and those features, and I want it to be created like that. You can do that a million times over. You can create 100 servers with running a single script. You don't have to click through the online website interface on AWS or Azure or Google Cloud to change all of the settings every time. You can just create a template. So that is automation. I mentioned it earlier, it's called infrastructure as code. Once you learn that, you are able to leverage the cloud properly. The next thing which I will mention, which is also very important, is to have a project that you have done that you can then explain to the hiring managers when you are interviewing for a cloud role. You can show them that you have done a project. Even if you don't have a job yet, you can even if you're not even in tech yet, and you're trying to break in and you're trying to become a cloud engineer, you need to have a project. That project will showcase all of the things which I mentioned. It will mention the networking aspect, the systems aspect, the security aspect. You will say, for example, you will set up a website in Azure, and on that website you have it will consist of servers, networking, security aspect. You will mention that, how secure it is, and everything that you learnt during that process you must document, and then you can showcase that on a website. You can even link it on your CV or on your LinkedIn. That way you have a project saying that you can do something, you can actually work with the cloud, and that will make you valuable, and that is how you become a cloud engineer. Make sure you work hard and get motivated from my videos. I am trying to motivate as many people as I can. Look in the link in my description to get a book on how to break into the IT field. In that book I explain a lot of topics such as this. I explain how to become an IT engineer, and from then on you can become a cloud engineer. So make sure you check out that book. It is on sale currently. Make sure you don't miss that. It is only available for a limited amount of time. I hope this video has been beneficial for you. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe, and let me know what you think. Maybe you are trying to become a cloud engineer, or maybe you already are a cloud engineer and you want to just discuss some things. Make sure you leave a comment down below on how useful this video was for you. Thank you, and I will see you next time.